Good evening, everyone. It's time for the live drawing of the daily number, Thursday, April 24th, 1980. Each of our three machines contains 10 balls, numbered 0 to 9. We'll draw one digit from each machine. Now, mix the balls in the first machine, please. And the second. And now the third machine. Drawing tonight will be senior citizen Violet Lowry. Our supervising Pennsylvania State Lottery security official is District Manager Ed Plevel. And now, Violet, draw the first digit, please. 6. And the second digit. 6. And now the third digit. 6. And there you have it, today's Pennsylvania Lottery daily number. That's 666. If you've got it, come and get it. If not, better luck tomorrow.
Hey YouTube, it's Tom Russell here with another great archive video. Wait till you see this video, it's awesome. As you know, the Pennsylvania Lottery has been a vital resource for programs that benefit Pennsylvania seniors, generating much of the needed funding to keep those programs going since 1971. With all lottery games, trust in the integrity of the game is crucial to the game's success, and for the Pennsylvania Lottery, that trust was shaken to the core in the spring of 1980 with a seemingly comical number combination for the daily number drawing on Thursday, April the 24th. It all began at TV station WTAE in Pittsburgh, where the lottery drawings were produced. News and weather anchor Nick Perry approached the WTAE art director Joseph Bach, asking whether it would be possible to weigh some of the balls down to produce a predictable number combination. Joseph Bach experimented with adding paint to the balls and discovered that by adding the right amount of paint to the balls with a syringe would weigh them down enough to still bounce around in the machine, but not pop up when the air vent was opened at the top. They decided to weigh down all the balls except for the numbers 4 and 6, hoping the outcome would be less conspicuous. Well, on April 24, 1980, Edward Plevel allowed the machines to be unsupervised for 15 minutes, where WTAE stagehand Fred Luman swapped the original balls with the weighted balls. After the drawing, Fred Luman swapped out the weighted balls with the original set and handed the weighted balls to Joseph Bach, who burned them that evening. So even though they left the 4s and the 6s unweighted, the drawing that night produced the infamous number right there, 666. And to make that scam work, Nick Perry employed the help of the business partners Jack and Pete Maragos, who were tasked with buying the lottery tickets. They also placed a large number of side bets with illegal bookies. One of the organizations they placed bets with was owned by Tony Grosso, who ended up releasing a tip to a local reporter that he had proof that the lottery was rigged. Grosso and the other bookies were unhappy about being ripped off in the scheme. The Maragos brothers also told friends and family which numbers to play, resulting in a widespread awareness that the game was rigged. Almost immediately after the drawing, the word was out that the game had been fixed. The Maragos brothers bought 14,700 lottery tickets that, if collected upon, would have paid out $1.8 million. September 19, 1980, Governor Thornburg announced that a grand jury had found that the Pennsylvania Lottery was rigged and formally indicted Nick Perry and his co-conspirators. Joe Bach and Fred Luman agreed to testify for the state, hoping for lenient sentences. The Maragos brothers turned state's evidence in exchange for immunity. Nick Perry and Edward Plevel insisted on a trial. So on May 11, 1981, the trial began for Nick Perry and Edward Plevel at the Dauphin County Courthouse. 10 days later, the jury found both Edward Plevel and Nick Perry guilty of rigging the Pennsylvania State Lottery. So Edward Plevel received a sentence of 2 to 7 years in state prison. He was fined $1,000 in order to pay $2,000 in restitution. Nick Perry was sentenced to 3 to 7 years in state prison, fined $3,000 in order to pay $35,000 in restitution. Edward Plevel served 2 years in prison, and Nick Perry served 2 years at the Camp Hill State Correctional Facility and later spent a year at a halfway house in Pittsburgh. He remained on parole until 1988. Till his death in 2003, Perry never admitted any role in the scandal. Now, the footage you're about to see is unedited news footage. There's a whole lot of it, so take a gander. Enjoy.
Lottery on April 24th, 1980. The grand jury says Plevel was the inside man. The 666 number resulted in a record $3.5 million payoff, and officials say Perry masterminded the scheme.
The greater part of the first day of the trial was spent selecting the jury. There were 175 potential jurors, and narrowing that down to 12 people was somewhat difficult because of all the media attention that the trial has received. The prosecuting attorney is Henry Barr.
Well, it may be difficult to find people that haven't heard something about this case, but what's important is to find people who can lay aside whatever preconceived feelings they have and judge this case solely upon the evidence that's presented in the courtroom.
A jury of 7 women and 5 men was eventually selected, and in his opening arguments, Barr told the jury that if the lottery hadn't been rigged, the chances of the same number coming up 3 times in one drawing were 1,000 to 1. Barr said the ping pong balls were fixed. The defendant's lawyers decided not to make their opening arguments on the first day. Barr says he plans to call 30 witnesses during the trial, which is expected to last 2 weeks. If convicted on all charges, Perry could get 61 years in jail. Plevel could receive 31 years. Willard Shepard, News 21. The verdict was announced in Judge William Lipsett's courtroom after the jury deliberated for almost 7 hours. Perry was found guilty on all 9 charges, including rigging a public contest, theft by deception, and perjury. Plevel sat with his lawyer as the verdict was read. He was found guilty on 6 of the 7 charges against him. Plevel was the Lottery Bureau official on April 24, 1980, when the 666 number was drawn. Those involved in the scheme held tickets worth $1 million. Tom Livingston is Nick Perry's lawyer. After coming out of the courtroom, he said he plans to appeal because the case should not have been held in Dauphin County Court.
And here you're dealing with 5 perjury counts, which were charged with having occurred in Philadelphia County, a rigging which occurred up in Allegheny County. And all of the witnesses in this particular case, all the substantial witnesses from up in Allegheny County, the police investigators from Allegheny County, and we're anxious now to get home to a little home cooking.
Can we talk to Mr. Perry, too? How about something from Nick here?
I have nothing to say. My attorney has expressed my feelings.
We plan to
Tom
go through
Sarasso, the man on the left with glasses, is Plevel's attorney.
I said we
He
plan to go
also
through
plans to
Do you think
appeal.
it would go that way?
No, frankly, I didn't.
About this verdict.
I'm not overly pleased with it.
What do you think turned it against you?
I can't comment on that. I don't know. You'd have to ask the jurors, really. I don't know what their thought process was at all.
Henry Barr was the prosecuting attorney.
Well, you're never certain which way a jury's going to arrive at a verdict.
So what are we proving justice-wise?
Well, I think we've proven the involvement of the 2 defendants through the jury's verdict.
Barr said he thought the most important testimony came from the Maragos brothers. Pete Maragos testified that Nick Perry approached him about rigging the game.
At a Capitol News conference, Governor Dick Thornburgh ordered 9 new security measures put into effect to prevent another lottery drawing fix like the one that occurred April 24th of 1980. Among the changes, moving the site of the production of the lottery drawing from Pittsburgh to Harrisburg. It was at Pittsburgh TV station WTAE where the drawing had been rigged. Therefore, to provide lottery officials with the tightest security possible for the drawing, the daily number game will be telecast from the studios of WHP-TV here in Harrisburg.
That this is no reflection adversely on the conduct of the drawings by WTAE-TV in Pittsburgh. We have had their fullest cooperation in the investigation carried out. They, I'm sure, are as chagrined as we are that one of their employees was involved in an attempt to rip off the Pennsylvania State Lottery. The movement to WHP-TV in Harrisburg is designed, as I indicated, to merely bring that operation a little bit closer to home.
Other new security measures being implemented include hiring a full-time director for lottery security, limiting the TV station's responsibility to production only, and requiring state police security checks on all lottery employees, including the TV production personnel.
We will pursue vigorously any person in the future who attempts in a similar way to rip off this vital source of support for our older Pennsylvanians.
The lottery number drawings are expected to begin here Monday, June 29th. They'll continue to be carried live 6 nights a week on a 6-station hookup throughout the state. Meanwhile, the chief prosecutor in the lottery fix case, Henry Barr, says the investigation into the fix continues, although he declines to say what new evidence is involved. Ron Martin, News 21.
Now, this next video is the first lottery drawing after it moved from WTAE in Pittsburgh to WHP here in Harrisburg. So this takes us to June 29th, 1981. As a matter of fact, this is the original set piece from that drawing. Take a look.
Good evening. It's time for the live drawing of the daily number, Monday, June 29, 1981. Each of our 3 machines contains 10 balls, numbered 0 to 9. We'll draw 1 digit from each machine. Now mix the balls in the first machine, the second, the third. Drawing tonight will be senior citizen Coleman Coley. Our supervising Pennsylvania State Lottery security official is Ray Schaefer. Now, Coleman, draw the first digit, please. A 1. The second digit. A 5. The third digit. A 3. There you have it. Today's Pennsylvania Lottery daily numbers, 1, 5, 3. If you've got it, come and get it. If not, better luck tomorrow when we draw the daily number.
In 1988, another set of batters stepped up to the plate to have a go at scamming the Pennsylvania Lottery. Henry Rich and Mark Herbst. They claimed a $15.2 million prize with a fake lottery ticket. Henry Rich was a computer repairman working for Control Data Corp. Happened to be the company that supplied the computers to the lottery, and he was the mastermind of the scheme. Mark Herbst simply claimed the prize. Rich's job was maintaining the mainframe servers for the Pennsylvania State Lottery. And while working on the mainframe, he began looking through files in search of large, unclaimed jackpots. To claim the jackpot, a player must match 7 out of the 11 numbers selected in the weekly drawings. So Rich selected the $15.2 million jackpot and printed out a ticket with the numbers that matched the unclaimed July 15th ticket. He then handed that ticket to Herbst, and Herbst went to the lottery headquarters to claim the prize. Now, the lottery reviewed the ticket and approved it for payment. Herbst then participated in a press conference and had his picture taken while answering questions from the press. Lottery officials soon noticed some irregularities with the ticket. Herbst claimed that he bought the ticket at a Neshaminy Mall in Bucks County, but they noticed that the serial number of the paper the ticket was printed on matched some paper that was assigned to a lot of ticket paper that went to Scranton. So within an hour and a half of issuing Herbst the check, lottery officials had determined that the ticket was a fake, and 2 days later issued a hold on that check without letting Herbst Bank know there was an issue. Investigators soon confronted Herbst, who initially denied the ticket was a fake, but later admitted that he was approached to claim the prize by a customer of the video store, and that customer was Henry Rich. Herbst agreed to give Rich $5,000 as an initial payment. Herbst agreed to cooperate with investigators and made the arrangements to give Rich $5,000 supplied by investigators. When Rich showed up at the video store, he was arrested. Henry Rich was then sentenced to 5 to 10 years in state prison, and Mark Herbst was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in state prison.
Officials awarded the prize money to Mark Herbst after checking his ticket and thinking it was valid, but they admit they had some suspicions because of the paper the ticket was printed on. That stock of paper had been sent to an area far from where the actual winning ticket had been sold.
Our records showed the ticket stock had gone to Scranton when in fact the winning ticket was from Ben Salem.
Just after awarding the money, investigators received some new information. Then Herbst agreed to cooperate, and the investigators say they found out Henry Rich was the mastermind behind the scheme.
Rich acted alone in devising the scheme and in creating the bogus ticket, and that he recruited Herbst.
Hey, if you like these videos you're seeing, please comment below. Make sure you hit subscribe. Spread the word. We love sharing them with you as well. So thanks for watching and keep checking them out.